Really? No, that whole thing.
Oh yeah. Now this is after Pat, God, why am I blanking on his name?
Robertson?
Yeah, Pat Robertson, the devil himself.
The 700 Club dude? That asshole?
Yeah, no, he came out and he proclaimed that Dungeons and Dragons was evil, that it was, the Satan trying to take over the kids, that it was turning people violent. And Sally Jessica Raphael did an episode where she talked to all these families who had violence happen in their family. So, a family whose kid was murdered by a babysitter who turned out to play Dungeons and Dragons, and someone who had a son who killed himself and he played Dungeons and Dragons, and they all kept blaming Dungeons and Dragons. And she invites one person on to defend Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Now hold on. Does she defend? Does she bring on someone from the company that wrote the game? Does she bring in a psychologist? No, she brings in the priest at a satanic church to defend.
What is he like? Yes, I play Dungeons and Dragons every night, right before I sacrifice a cat.
But he was like, no, there's nothing wrong with it, and the Church of Satan says, and she actually had people stand up.
Manipulated it, yeah.
She had people stand up in the audience saying, look, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian, and I play Dungeons and Dragons with my kids. There's nothing wrong with it. This is kind of insane. Oh no, let's go back to the satanic priest. I mean, this is so daytime, and
they had security come in and grab that person by the mouth. And I play Dungeons and Dragons.
I didn't comment on this because I saw so many people like angry and upset about it. It's like, you're still getting angry and upset over something on Fox?
Well, they should, man, because the thing is, they try to bring this on as journalism, under the guise of journalism, and it's not. They obviously did no research on this. This bitch right here that they brought on, first of all, she came on, she admitted she hadn't played the game. So first mistake right there. They cut this guy off. I didn't even play that part, but they cut the guy off before he could even finish. And then on top of that, now this is what I like. I think somebody like this chick right here, she should get a taste of her own medicine. This is why I'm glad people got angry, because have you heard about what they did to her?
No.
She has her book on Amazon. So all these gamers went on Amazon and rated that bitch's book like with 1 star.
Do not. Okay, look, if you let me I don't know how many non-tech savvy people we have out there, but let me give you a tip. Do not piss off people on the internet, because we are some vindictive motherfuckers, and we will. It's like what happened to the MySpace people. Those evil fucking bitches that caused that 14-year-old girl to commit suicide.
Oh, did everybody come down on them?
Oh my God! People have hacked their phones. They've ruined their business. Anything that involves computers and them, their life is destroyed. Everyone in town knows who they are. Their phone number and home address is posted all over the internet.
That's a good point. That just goes to show you how out of touch that chick is, man. I mean, she first of all, she came in and she apologized, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I realize now that this game is not that bad. I went back and looked at some more hours of it.
Oh,
I
is
watched
this
about 30 minutes.
A second review
this
thing?
Is so she comes on. I don't know. This is what I read in an article from I think it was either Wired or the Dallas Morning News. I can't remember, but people can look it up if you think I'm making this shit up. But her book was it had like 400 something reviews, all of them 1 star. The books it gets reviewed very low. Her book is 300 something thousand on the best-selling book items on Amazon. So now she's forced to come out and say, I apologize, I was wrong, I didn't look at the game. Somebody had told me about it before. And that's even worse to me, because it says to me, what is your credibility like now that you're going to come out and just try to pimp your book by riding this whole anti-video game wave and criticizing it when you don't even know about it?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, this is par for the course for Fox. Fox is notorious for having the absolute wrong people come and do stuff. Look at what happened on Falwell's the day Falwell died. Who did they have on? They had Christopher Hitchens, the big anti-God guy, and they had Sean Hannity had the balls to come down on Hitchens because he had nothing good to say about Falwell and kept calling him evil and malicious.
I remember that.
And granted, Hitchens was being a total douche. There was no reason to be that disrespectful on the day someone died. But by the same token, you don't have Christopher Hitchens on to talk about Falwell.
No, they tried to find the most extreme opposite of Falwell. Somebody who's going to come in.
Bill Clinton today died, so we're going to talk to Ken Starr, the man that investigated him for 8 years.
Yeah,
it's like, no.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I make no bones about it. I don't hide it. I'm an atheist. But I would never come on. I wouldn't even get on TV and just openly criticize Pat Robertson in the name of Christianity. I would not do that.
The moment that killed me in there. Just the one moment in that this Fox piece was when he's like, "Have you played the game?" And she's like, "No." And just the way she says it, it's like, "Well,
she
shut
laughs
the
at
fuck up."
Exactly. And she later on in the review. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna play a little bit more that I got right here because it gets ridiculous. Like she not only does she laugh at him and say no when she already knows that she's wrong, but she tries to get very condescending.
What's interesting about this, we talk about, sexuality in the media. One of the great things about Mass Effect, for people that have played it know this is it's sort of a choose-your-own-adventure story, and it doesn't force you down any situation. You can actually play through this game without the sexual situation ever happening.
Right, and the young boys are going to be choosing not to have sex. That'll be what they'll choose. I mean,
No,
let's be
because
realistic
it's not a
here.
simple choice, but Cooper, it's not a simple choice. You don't turn to the game and says, would you like to have sex or not? It's through the evolution of a relationship with characters, and the fact that this game has incredible artificial intelligence, and you can actually fall in love in this game, and it's just like modeling your life, and I think that's a much more powerful form of media.
Darlin, I got to go with the
play through a
research,
game.
and the research says there's a new study out of University of Maryland right now that says that boys that play video games cannot tell the difference between what they're seeing in a video game and the
All right,
real
we gotta
world
go.
if they don't have a real experience.
All right, Jeff,
Well, I
thank
think
you. It's
you're
a fascinating
completely
game, and I'm just amazed at just the artistry and what it looks like. It's
Let me add a
absolutely
Martha.
phenomenal.
It's a
Cooper, we gotta
fantastic
go.
game, and sex is a small little part of it.
Well, darling, I have to go with the study. That is so condescending, man.
Yeah, Corey, you'd really have sex with her?
Yeah, I would, man. I can't hide that. You know what I mean? Darling has its time and place, and that's usually in my bed. But, right there, that shit was wrong. And then they go and cut the guy off because he had to insert himself before, no pun intended right there. He had to insert himself before they actually called it off. They were trying to give her the last word. But you see how condescending she was? And the guy was totally nice. He could have been an asshole, but he explained everything so eloquently about the game. And not only that, but he explained every detail in detail that they had wrong. It was totally against what they were saying.
And to top it off, the real problem here is they throw at the beginning. This is what pisses me off, and this is what pisses me off about people who think they're freaking Americans. They start off their entire argument with the notion that, well, kids aren't supposed to have it and they're not supposed to sell it to them, but they're going to find it anyway. So we have to make sure that we completely sanitize the entire goddamn world.
Exactly.
Because we don't want to actually be good parents.
Man, that's the thing. I'm an adult. I play video games. Now, that's like somebody saying, well, we don't want our kids to have graphic novels with sex and everything in them. So it's not only we're going to get rid of Playboy, but we're going to get rid of magazines. If that's the case, people have cable in their homes. You get equally at the same amount of sex and violence in your home. If you want to get rid of video games and you want to make a big fuss about this, throw your television out.
Man, I really wish we had the same kind of feedback back, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago? Remember BMX Triple X?
What was that? Was that the game where you could get somebody naked and ride a motorbike?
Yeah, it was built on the Tony Hawk engine, and there was the whole BMX series that was built on
and
that
you could
engine.
actually have sex with somebody on a motorbike or something like that, right?
No, it was you played hot chicks, and as you ascended in levels, the clothing got skimpier and skimpier, and if you won the game, the last few levels, you could play topless.
Oh, nice.
And it was it's totally retarded.
Actually, sex in video games like that is retarded because
they went ahead and they made the game adults only because they were being responsible and said, look, this isn't for kids. We know that. It's adults only. It can only be sold to 18 and up. So Walmart went and decided not to carry it. And they said, we're not going to carry that. That's filthy and horrible and irresponsible.
Oh, because pretty much a cartoon chick on a cartoon motorbike is topless. Yes. They decide not to carry it.
However,
but yes, they carry rated R DVDs there.
Exactly. The distinction that it's
give me a fucking break.
Yeah, no, it was retarded, and there was an outcry, but of course the internet wasn't as strong and prevalent then like it is here, to where this one thing can happen and so many people can come together and just firebomb someone's Amazon rating.
Well, that's
the
thing.
fact where she has to admit, okay, I was a dumbass. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to be a total dork. I was just trying to push my book because I'm not qualified to do anything else for a living.
And the thing is that she, on Amazon, they start taking some of the reviews down. And people
did after she apologized? Or,
no.
Or Amazon did?
Amazon did. They said, our policy, and I do understand this, they said our policy is to not have a review up if you haven't reviewed the product. If you haven't used it, read it, watched it, you shouldn't have a review up. We can't police everybody on that policy, but this is a special case where we know that 90% of these people on here are not doing that. And like, I agree with that to a certain extent. Eventually take them down, but let her get a taste of her own medicine beforehand. Let all these people come on there and review that book without reading it, because she did the same fucking thing to this game.
Dude, you know what? You could say that, but it's Amazon looking out for their bottom line. If it was something of a bestseller, why would they want a bestseller to stop selling?
Well, that's the thing. It was like 300,000.
That's a bestseller.
Is at 300,000?
Oh my God, dude! Do you not know a like bestseller like a huge blockbuster hit is 1 million copies?